Hey guys, Sandy here. Welcome back to my channel. Today's sketch is this one right here. It's got one photograph, some starbursts, some sketchy lines, feathers, all kinds of good things. I have pulled out my lovely leftovers Kill a Kit with Style, and I also pulled a Tim Holtz, I almost said stamp, Tim Holtz stencil that has some starbursts or sunburst, starburst, whatever you want to call it. I have a score photograph here from Toy Story Midway Mania, and I pulled this wood grain paper. It is a close to my heart wood grain, and as you can see, you know, it's starting to get beat up. It's not even that old, but you know, I'm beating it up. And instead of doing it on this side, I've decided to use the straight plank wood grain. So let's see what I can do. Alright guys, so you might think that I would start with my stencil and my glitter glaze, but I don't. What I do is figure out how I want this center portion to go. So in the sketch, it's a much shorter version of what I actually come up with, but I like mine, I think, a little bit better. Now, I go ahead and I've pulled out my lovely leftovers kit, and I am finding it sometimes super easy to use this kit and sometimes a little bit more difficult, but I make it work. Now, there are things in my kit I want to put on this layout that just don't happen, which is, you know, kind of sad. So on the back of this gray and white diagonal stripe is a cut apart sheet, and it is from Pink Fresh, and there's this one little piece that says, "This makes me happy." So I decided that I was going to use that in place of the feathers on the sketch, because feathers seem a little bit random for this. And not that I'm not against a good random motif, but this time I just wasn't feeling it. Now what I felt, was these striped papers. So I go ahead and I'm going to kind of offset them a little bit within themselves. And it's going to go ever so slightly to the left side of my page. And I do that because I feel like if I have this burst stencil coming out at the right, that's just going to balance it out a little bit more. I'm trying to figure out how to make this happen with the "This Makes Me Happy" and this stencil that I have. So I grab a little bit of purple tape and go ahead and put the stencil down of where I think it needs to go. And then, of course, I grab a little bit more purple tape and go ahead and place it there. Now, I am going to use Denim Glitter Glaze from Brutus Monroe. It is I've been on the website a bunch this week because I keep building up a shopping cart. Fun little fact, my shopping cart has 44 items in it. Yeah. I haven't hit buy yet though. So anyway, I am going to use the Denim Glitter Glaze through this stencil. And I say all of that to say it's not available on the website right now. Every once in a while, it seems like what happens is they go through all the stock and then they replenish and put it up. So I go ahead, get that on there. I'm going to pop the stencil off and I'm going to go clean it like a good little scrapbooker so I don't have dried up glitter everywhere. So that's what I'm going. I go to do that, and then I actually come back and take my heat tool to it a little bit, because you guys, it has been a long day at work, and I am scrapbooking at night, and I don't have the patience. I just don't have the patience to wait for this stuff to dry this time. So it does warp my paper a little bit because the Close to My Heart paper is a little bit of a thinner paper than most, I would say, mainstream retail. And that is fine, but it does give it a little bit of a warp to it. But this is going to go into a album and a page protector, well, after 100 sketchy videos are over. So in May, this will go into an album and a page protector, and I don't have to worry about the warping. Now, you could run it through a mink if you want it to. You could put something heavy over it and let it dry. You could just not use wet stuff on a thinner paper, but you know, I like to live dangerously. I like to live dangerously with glitter glazes, so I'm going to go for it. I decided to tuck in this Makes Me Happy underneath of that diagonal paper because I felt like it created a little bit of an awkward space if it was overlapping on top of it. But here it doesn't. Now I am pulling out my Basics Circles stencils, and these are literally just different sized circles so that you can trace with them and do what you need to do. So I do trace with a pencil and put that off to the side, and I'm going to use up a good amount of number thickers right here. So you guys, I don't have a bit of problem using letter stickers. I have an awful lot of them. You would think I have a problem with it, but I don't. I definitely can use letter stickers like nobody's business. But the numbers are the ones that kind of just sit there, because how many times do you need to have this big of a date with your title? You don't, or at least I don't. Maybe you like large dates on every single layout, but then you only have so many numbers. So what the heck are you supposed to do with them? So I toyed with the idea of using where the diagonal paper is, like filling that all in with numbers. I toyed with that idea. But then I thought there's another layout with scores on it from the Buzz Lightyear Space Ranger spin, whatever that one is called. And I didn't want this one to look just like that one. So I decided to place these numbers around on this circle. And I know that they are hanging off the page in some places, and I'll trim them up after the glue dries because I don't want to trim them and have the numbers go flying, because I might or might not know from personal experience that that happens. So I was thinking about putting High Score as the title with these same thickers, and I was going to have it just like in the sketch over top of one of the paper layers here, and it wasn't working for me. It just felt like too much. So I decided to pull out this kind of mini spirograph sticker because, you know, why not? And I place it over here on the right hand side of the page, and I'm going to put a little fun foam there just to hold it up, because my photo is also mounted on some fun foam. And I don't want the sticker leaning back like it's kind of like terrified, like, ah, and it's leaning back. And you totally could not see me. I just demonstrated leaning back for you by kicking back in my chair, throwing my hands up, and screaming. So now that you've got that visual, you're welcome. So instead of using tags up here like in the sketch, I'm just going to use two of these 2x2 swatch book squares, and I go ahead and decide to outline them. And I went ahead and outlined all the paper on the layout except for the background and my photo mat. I just felt like it needed a little something to it. There was just a little bit of pizzazz that was missing from these paper layers, and I figured an outline would be something that was good. Now, I did go through a phase where I outlined just about every single thing that was going across my desk. I also went through a phase where I inked every single thing that was going through my desk. And I think right now, I might be in a little bit more of an outline phase again. And I'm okay with that. Like, that doesn't bother me. I am going to go ahead and glue these bad boys down with the Nouveau Deluxe adhesive. It is a wet glue that dries matte, and it's just a phenomenal wet glue. Wow, that came out very slowly. I think I'm getting tired, or I I'm already tired, and I think I'm hitting that slurring the words. Are you sure you haven't had anything to drink tonight? And I tell you, my plan was to come home and have some wine, and that did not happen. I came home, we ate dinner, I had a cup of coffee. Coffee doesn't pep me up though. It doesn't give me that vim and vigor. Now, I really wanted to put that sticker on this layout. I just like the look of it. I thought it would go great on the page, but I couldn't find a place on there that I really liked it. So I put it off to the side. Wasn't going to force it because it's a great sticker and I like it, and I'll know I'll be able to put it on another page. I did take these little tab stickers and decide to place them underneath of these little squares, and that way, instead of having tags with no naked tag holes, I kind of gave a nod to the tags by having the squares with the little decoration on them. And I don't have a problem with naked squares, it's just tag holes, no naked tag holes. So I go ahead and pull out my sticker book, and this is a planner sticker book, you guys, but honestly, my planner is a traveler's notebook where I hand draw the calendar on there, and I'm starting to decorate it with like a line of washi tape, and I started using day of the week stickers instead of printing them. So yeah, we're not there. And my planner literally only has YouTube videos and what's going up, and when collaborations and stuff like that are happening. So it's not like I plan my life in there, so I don't know. I want to do a memory planner, but I just can't. Just can't. So I move that sticker over to the left-hand side because I think it looks better over there and it makes more sense. And then I pop on this little label sticker here, just because I felt like there needed to be a little bit more excitement on my page. I go through my letter stickers and I find these Simple Stories snap letter stickers, and I'm using the blue ones, and I spell out the word high score. So I completely move the title. You could look at this page and there could be a bunch of different titles. And if you looked at the page and said, oh, Magic and Wonder is your title, wouldn't bother me. If you looked at the page and said, oh, This Makes Me Happy is your title, again, wouldn't bother me. If you looked at the page and was like, oh, A Bunch of Numbers is the title, I don't care. Like, go for it. Whatever you look at. I might look at this page in 6 months and forget which one is actually the title. And, well, I don't know. If I do, I do, and that's what happens. So I'm going to go ahead and press those letter stickers down. Now, I'm not going to use adhesive on them because I plan on using a little bit of some Nouveau glossy something or other. What is this stuff called? Crystal Glaze. Nouveau Crystal Glaze. So it adds clear dimensional detail to your craft creation. So I'm just adding a little bit more glue to hold everything in. I write Toy Story Midway Mania on the label, and then that's where I grab the Crystal Glaze. And basically I'm just lightly, barely even squeezing it. I'm kind of letting gravity take over, and I'm just going to cover up the letter sticker. Now, spoiler alert, while I'm working on this page, this probably should have been the last thing I did, but it wasn't. I put my hand in it, so it kind of rubs some of it off, and it's not as pronounced as maybe it would be if I didn't accidentally put my hand in it. But I'm okay with it. It's not ruined or anything. I'm not like terrified. So I grabbed that liquid glue one more time, and I'm going to sprinkle around a couple little dots, and then I'm going to grab the hexaglam sequins that are in my kit, and I'm going to pull out the sparkly gold ones and go ahead and just sprinkle them about the page where my glue is. So these are a sparkly gold sequin, and they They're really pretty. They're in a sequin mix that have hexagons and stars in them as well. And to be honest, I plan on using the rest of these in a shaker pocket. So that's gonna happen. I love shaker pockets. So fun. Now, fun little fact, when I was a creative memories consultant way back in the day, put on, I think I've told this story before, we've put on crops, and I taught people how to make shaker pockets, and it blew some people's minds. Like, they could not believe that you could make a shaker pocket and put it in your scrapbook album. And then there were some people that snubbed their nose and looked down, like, how dare you put anything dimensional in your albums. So that was a lot of fun. But I've loved shaker pockets for a long, long time. My most creative shaker pocket, I think, is a jar of pickles. And that is an older layout, and it's probably already been seen in a throwback Thursday layout share. So there we go. I go ahead and trim off the numbers off the edge of the page, and then I put just a couple lines of journaling down. Nothing like super serious or heartfelt. It says, "We love playing this game together. Just a little light trash talk and all around good fun, September 2019." And it's not like trash talk. When I say light trash talk, it's like, "You're going down, Lana." And she says, "No, you are, Mom. Take that." Like, I mean, it's... we're some serious trash talkers there. But it's a fun game. We love playing it. So there it is, you guys. That is my layout for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Please be sure to join the Scrapping Reflections Facebook group. We have a grand old time over there just showing whatever we're making. It doesn't have to be a sketch, doesn't have to be anything. Just share what you're making. It's a lot of fun, and everyone gets some great inspiration. And I'll see you again real soon for another video.